Evening, ladies and gentle ladies. Your med scientist here. Now we're about an hour late to our normal routine. Was feeling a bit offish earlier, but I figured we're gonna get done with the work, so here we are. What we have today is we gotta close up the 18-inch, and we have to open up one of the 12s. The 15-inch triple X I still gotta finish off. That needs baking and soldering. This one here also needs soldering. So I think we set up everything and then we can get started. I'm also busy with my box that I was getting ready for this weekend, but turns out I'm going to have to remove the spare wheel to get the box, to get the sub into the box as well. So I'm not looking forward to that, but I shall do that tomorrow during the day, provided there is no rain, because rain has been getting us a little bit down the side. Outside of that, I did take out the other woofer. This one here has got to go back together. Currently right now there's nothing in the vehicle. I picked up an earth problem on the car. Apparently called one of my buddies just to get an answer, because I've never seen an earth melt on the amplifier before. So I know the powers always tend to go but apparently the earth was not crimped properly, or so I thought. But I'm thinking maybe because another thing that he said was that not only could it be that the crimp wasn't 100%, but what it could be also is that the wire that I got, that I'm currently using, which is which one is this? Ultra flexible power cable, 4 gauge. This is copper CCA, but I'm guessing that the amperage that this wire can handle is probably lower than everything else, which is why I might have picked up the issue of it burning. But lucky for me, I actually have some 16 mil power cable that I just connected to the amplifier now. So I need to finish off the box as well, and once the box is done and completed, then we can basically fit it in the car tomorrow and we can take it from there. So I'd say I'm on the first man. Let me just get the box. I think maybe I should put the box on the table here. So let's clear the table, and then we can get the box on the table and can give you guys a little bit of a walk around as to what all has happened with the box that is built for the single 18. So let's put it this way. Okie dokie. Should look right there. Alright. Raise you guys up. Down. I think my camera's down here. Yeah, there we go. Alright. So what was it that I was doing here? Oh yeah, I'm still putting screws in. I have not fitted in all the screws. You know what? I think maybe it'll be better if I work on the floor. Make up with this to where it's supposed to be. You can stay there on the other bar. Okay. Alright, let's work on the flow with this one. So I know I brought them in. Where did I put them? Question. Alright. Yeah, so like I said, I had an issue earlier where last night I was going through some tracks to try and find out which songs to use when I'm busy playing, which one I should test with, and the 18 just went off. I went through 3 songs and all of a sudden it just stopped playing. So I didn't know what the hell that was, so we started over again, only to come find out in the morning that the earth basically melted, got too hot. So I'm going to have to play it while the seat is out so I can monitor that and make sure that nothing is basically getting nothing's arcing on the seat. I mean arcing on the amplifier or on the body itself. Because the last thing you want to do is go to a place to do testing, and when you're doing testing, all of a sudden something breaks, but catastrophically. So we do all the testing and that this whole week. So Saturday we're 100% in the game. And again, the only reason why I'm going for the show on Saturday is because I would like to see what the box does. Sorry, not the box. What the difference in, I don't know, man. I think I should do, that's the thing now. Because if I do a bass boxing run, if I do a musical run, that's the issue. If I do a musical run, it drains the battery. So if I do a musical run, it drains the battery. So the first woofer that I've got in the vehicle is gonna get a better score than the second woofer. So, but it's just down the road from me. So maybe I should just do the 30-second run on the music, let the car idle, or take a quick drive up and down the road, let the car idle for a while, get nice and cold, battery get nice and charged up again, and then we can see from there. But that's now something I'll have to look forward to on that day. For now though, I gotta get these guys in. I'll show you. I always do these fittings here so that it's easier to install power. That's the ones that's there, so I just need the power from this one. Yep, that's why I needed to bring the chain in for, and I didn't bring it in storage. But lucky for me, I got more than one screw. Right, so this one is gonna go on the inside of the speaker. Inside of the box. I'll show you the best feature of this box now in a few moments. Alright, that's the one there. Okay, so that's one in. Here's the other one. There we go. Hmm? Where the hell is the washer? Man, uh, the box is tuned. I don't know. I had a port laying in the garage. Uh, that's an 8-inch port, and that's what I used. The ones, the 4-inch ports that I've got, that's basically tuned. That the box would be tuned to about what 40 35 hertz. I got dual 4-inch ports that would be tuned to roughly 35 hertz. uh, I was gonna put that in there and just mount it, but I don't know, just something about a fat, absolutely fat port on the side of an 18-inch. It just makes me feel that it's a little bit more. It basically goes with the whole aggressive look of the subwoofer being in there. Absolutely love that shit, so I figured that would be the best approach to it. Okay. Negative, positive, let us mark it, because if we don't mark it, then we'll end up making cuck while we connect it to the amplifier. So bottom one is positive, and the top one is negative. Okay, cool. Alright, so that's in there now, and like I said, hi man, I keep tramping this bloody light out, and it looks like, yep, I was right. This cable came out almost burnt. What's it, sir? What? Rockford, what is that? What are you guys talking about? Sorry guys, just had a small emergency here. Somehow my extension wires came loose. How? I do not know. But these guys were screwed in like a brixum here. And yet he's outside. Yeah, it's Rockford Force Gate. Rockford Force Gate is the name. Yes, Rockford Force Gate is a very good brand. One of the best on the market in terms of quality. I don't know the extent of money you're gonna have to spend to be breaking world records with Rockford force gate equipment in South Africa. But I do know that if you put that in your vehicle and you just basically somebody that likes to listen to nice clean music loud, yeah, you'll be satisfied. It will make you happy. Yeah, see, I can estimate the value of it, but the problem is with Rockford there's a lot of types. So like which ones is it? What's the name on the Rockford? Look on the dust cap, it will tell you what the name is. P1, P2, P3. Not really a Rockford person, man. So I'm probably also not the best person to ask about it. 12 ice power sub. Yeah, which ice power sub is it? So I'll give you a rule of thumb. If your subwoofer says that it is 500 RMS, don't worry about the watts, look at the RMS. If it says 500 RMS, try and get an amplifier that's at least about 800 to 1000 RMS. Whatever the RMS is, try and double it. That way at least it'll give you an opportunity not to turn the amplifier full, so you don't have to blow things to enjoy. Yeah, amplifier, monoblock, my man. Monoblock is an amplifier, so not a 4-channel. Get a monoblock. If it's a subwoofer, you get a monoblock. If it's mid-range, tweeters, limpets, 6x9s, 7x10s, those you get 4 channels for. And in some instances you also get monoblocks for that, especially with the full range monoblocks that's available these days. So bottom line, it depends on your pocket and it depends on what you're going to be doing with the system. Right. As you can see, like I said, this one bolts in and you can take it out and put another one in with the 2 3-inch ports, or I can take this one out and put in my octo port, and there's a whole bunch of different applications I can use in this box with this being where it is. So that's why I have made the screw-ins so that I can interchange the ports and the port sizes, because this one is kind of big, but there's a reason for the madness. There is a reason for the madness. Like I said, we're putting in one 18-inch into this boyki. Ultimately I'd like to run a maybe I should run, looking at it now, I'm thinking I should put in at least 2 yeah, maybe I must tomorrow take the port out and fit in maybe 2 dowel sticks here, just to keep this top piece from not flexing too much. Yeah, that looks a bit nasty for me, but okay, that's for tomorrow's story. Today we're fitting in the 18. Daisy. Alright. Okay, here we go. Currently I'm using Aussie Brandon. The amp I'm using to run this is my Star Sound Raptor 22K. Look, the thing with 18s is almost everyone you ask will tell you this. Well, the guys who's not interested in making money off you will tell you that 18s doesn't really need that much power, which is why you'll always see the magnets on the 18s aren't really that insanely huge. Because of the cone area, you can generally get away with a lot. So I'm using the Raptor 22K, but I'm still trying to figure out which one to run in the car into my white car when it gets back. So this is gonna be the tester, and I know by no means that by putting in this into the blue car, which I'm testing it in, and getting a dB reading from there, will it change, because the white car is basically like a hatch and the blue car is a full sedan. So I know that the dB reading, no, I don't have a meter, I'm going to a show. I'm going to a comp on Saturday. We're gonna have a look-see. Like I said, I know that if I get a, say for argument's sake, I get a 140 in the blue car with this, whatever I have in there, if I take every single thing out from there and put it into my Scenic, it doesn't mean that I'm gonna hit 140 or even 130, because the vehicle dynamics is different, it will perform different. How's it, Charan? No, one will do, just using 2 batteries. 118 will do a 40, but it's not about doing 140, it's about playing the frequency and doing 140. See, because everybody looks at the dBs and they just see the dBs, but you don't appreciate it because you don't understand that you can reach a higher dB if the vehicle is prepped and if the vehicle box is tuned to the vehicle's resonance, and you burp on the vehicle's resonance, which may be high. The Elantra J2 resonance is 47 Hz. So if I want to get a high number, I need to do a SPL burp of 47 Hertz. But I don't like playing in the sky. No, Mansfield. Our surrounds and stuff hasn't come yet. It was sent back because some idiot in the warehouse decided to force the stuff into a smaller box, and it ended up damaging the whole bloody thing. So the cones and surrounds, instead of it coming full round, it came oval. So we sent it back. They're gonna do the payment for it, but yeah, we still have to fucking wait now again. How's it, man? I'm based in Boksburg North in East Rand. East Rand, Boksburg North. Right, so okay. I'm going to put in 4 screws in this boy. No, I mean high in the sky as in I don't play anything above 35 Hertz, maybe 38 Hertz. I don't like the feeling of the high notes. I like the lower notes. So when I go do a test on these woofers in this box, I'll be doing I'm going to be playing 30 Hertz, but like I said, I'll be doing 30 Hertz music, and that's kind of my issues. Sharon, I'm using a Star Sound Raptor 22K. My issue just is that I found out earlier that I had an issue with my ground. Bombastic, I don't use a drill, because when you make like this with a drill and you make zzz, I can still do the same with the screwdriver. But I like to work hard, man, you know. Yeah, drywall screws. I don't like using that other hooters you guys like to use. And as you can see, this is a 16mm board. You see the size of screws I use. Now I'll show you what size screws everybody else uses. This is what everyone else uses. See the difference? That's the difference. As it bread burns, don't look at the watts, my guy. Not 32mm, 28mm. Don't look at the watts, breads. You need to look at the RMS, because the watts is going to lead you astray. Just screwing in is just temporary, because I'm actually looking at putting bolts through here, because I would like to turn the woofer upside down and have the magnet playing up. Denzel, at the moment we don't have any stock of the rubbers. We're still waiting for the surrounds to come. I can only give price once we get the new stock in, because prices have changed, so I'm not 100% sure on what the cost would be. I think another 2 screws just to be safe, because I'm not going to play the box down. I'm going to raise the box up. I'm lifting the box up. Denzel, I'm in Boksburg North in the East Rand. Okie dokie. We are almost ready for takeoff. Okie dokie, here we go. Python is 650 for 12-inch. Now it's heavy. Okay, not really that much. Okay. Due 4. 650 due 4, yeah, due 4. Tune box, no, I don't use 90 degrees. Alright, I want to just show you guys. See the distance between the magnet and the back of the box? I've got sufficient distance there. So, let's see how it plays. We're probably gonna have to drop this guy down a bit, turn the angle. Put some there, and get the Alright, let us wire this kit up. Okay, I think it's all the way over there. Okay, but you guys did see the port. I'm just a bit skeptical. I don't want to run it facing up. I actually don't want to run it facing that way either, but I think just for connection purposes I might have to do that. Let's do that rather. We can still move this over here. Yeah, that should be good. Alright, then that gives me enough room to go around and get to the bottom here. Alright. I don't think I've got any more lugs left. Do I? No, I don't. Okay. I'm gonna have to make a plan here. I don't have any lugs left, so I'm gonna have to just make a plan. How's the plane? I'm in Boksburg North in the East Rand. Okay. Okay. Right. So now that we have this a little bit connected here, I'm just trying to make a plan to get these things here inside, so alright. I got sufficient of it in there. Negative. Right. Oh shit. Okay. I kinda messed up. I connected positive, negative, negative. This is a 1 ohm stable. It's 1 ohm stable. And the amplifier I got is 2 ohm stable. So I think I will play it, but I'm not gonna play it too loud because I don't want the amplifier to kick out. Like I said, I can't put the volume too up. The amplifier is a 2 ohm stable amplifier, and the woofer is wired down to 1 ohm, so I don't want to make too much cock. That's gonna definitely cause issues, so I don't want to go down that. Yes, Mr. Noe, it's the 18. This song is, yeah, the car amplifier is 1 ohm stable. The song I'm playing on it was Sadness and Sorrow. This one is 15 hertz. Okay, so it'll play the lows. Trivon can't make the sub move. Okay, everybody want me to turn it up. Alright, everybody wants me to turn it up. The power supply I'm using is from the gates. The ones you use for the security cameras. I couldn't turn it up, guys. My issue, the amplifier is 2 ohm stable. The sub is wired down to 1 ohm. If I turn the volume up too much on that, the sub is going to ask for power, and the amplifier will go into protection, and you run the risk of burning stuff in the amplifier. Yeah, let me just switch it around quickly. And the issue is this box is going from, I gotta put it through the seat, so I gotta take all the amps out. Basically that whole shebang I did with the other box, this one's gotta do the same thing. Ah, come on Sharan, you carry on like you living in the Free State or something. Gas Motor Show is in Durban, brah. Durban had snow that one time. Yeah, it's cold. Yeah, it's winter, brah. What you expect, huh? It's winter, boss. No, I did this box. This box was bigger and it wouldn't fit in the boot of the car, so I downsized it slightly, as small as I could possibly go, just so that I could at least fit it still into the vehicle. But it is I think 30, no 30, it's 40 mils bigger than the other box. And it may seem like, what is 40 mils? 40 mils is a lot in this complete volume. So the other box that I usually run in the car is 40 mils shorter here, so the height of it is slightly lower. Thanks guys. Oh, all right. So as you can see, positive, positive, negative, negative. Because you know, we got some internet people that will say, he's lying. Oh, dealing with that bullshit too much. You get Sadness and Sorrow rebased. You get them in the original. The version I've got is the original. Well, I don't know if it's the original or not, but I just got a very high quality. The version I've got is 320 kilobytes. So that's the only thing. Look for the highest quality you can get. I know on you can get it on YouTube, but YouTube's quality, if I'm not mistaken, is 192, as same as Spotify as well. Okay, so this guy is going to go by this guy. These two were married and now pronounce you wire to wire. Okay. Just be warned, nah. Sadness and Sorrow, the low end of that of that song drops down to 19 hertz. So if you got a system that's tuned for 47 and 50 hertz and that, and it drops down to 19, it's gonna sound very nice. That part I can promise you, it's going to sound amazing. It's just not going to sound amazing for very long, because things are going to start smelling, and that smell is not amazing. If you got 12s, I charge $650 for recoil each. If you got 15s, it's $750, $850, and $1,250. So just know, guys, I love the groups that always ask, yo, what's that song? What's the name of that song? Yeah, everyone asks what's the name of the song, like they want to go play it now in their cars, because they want it to bang like that. I'm in Boksburg North, Lebogang. Okay, so now we're doing that. Oh, I think that should be it. Here, where is it? I want to throw it into you. Habanero. Yeah, I've got some second hands. This one here. This one here will get his name tomorrow. We shall name this box tomorrow once it's in the car, because either it's the prickly pear or it's fire in the hole. Prickly pear or fire in the hole. Alright. Alright. Here we go. Okay, that's still low. Let's turn it up a little bit more. That's 15 hertz. Yeah. Yeah, this one. This is the one. So, like I said, either we're gonna call it the prickly pear because of the prickly pears outside there. You see, these motherfuckers are strong, bruh. Yeah, it's interchangeable now. I can take this port out and put another one in, a smaller or bigger port in there. Well, not bigger, because that's about as far out as it can go. So I can put a smaller port, and the two 4-inch ports I can put as well. So yeah, either prickly pear, or I want to show you what the woofer looks like inside the box when it plays. So now you guys know what it looks like from inside the box. How's it now? Situated in Boksburg North. Yeah, and tomorrow I'll play some 11 hertz in it, but it'll be in the car. To be fair, I think I most likely need to keep it at 2 ohms so we don't draw too much power from the amplifier, and seeing as we're not going there for numbers. How's it now? Yeah, fixed woofers. Hey, Pioneer, I don't like doing Pioneers. Pioneers, the problem, where's my things now? Pioneers, when you take the dust cap off, hey, it looks like shit, man. When you have to try to put it back again, doesn't look nice. So I don't like to do the Pioneers because they never look pretty again like it was when it comes from factory, because the Pioneers got a paper cone and the plastic and the glue, it's about that thick. Sorry, not thick, wide. The glue is that wide, and when you try and remove the dust cap from there, you start peeling off the paper, and when you put it back, you see exactly where the glue was, where that paper came off. It looks crappy, man. I don't like doing Pioneers, but yeah, I do them. 12 is 650. So yeah, like I said, for the weekend I think I'll connect the woofers at 2 ohm, because we're not doing it for numbers or anything. We going there to do control testing, and I think between the two woofers, this one and the one with the Targa comp magnet, just to give me a rough estimate. And also, just as an added bonus, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to clamp it. Sharon, if I go, oh shit, that's the high one. Oh shit. Yeah, let me just say, if I do burpsies, well, my car is different to wifey's car. I'm using wifey's car at the moment. Wifey's car, the best her car did was a 144.8 was 212 inch. I think it was Venoms at the time, with a SD3K, but with only one battery in the front, so didn't really do much. But yeah, Sharon, I wanted to go for the show, do a live at the show, but this phone I'm using has all my music on, and I'm gonna have to charge my other one, and I can go live with that one. But the issue is that one, the minute I go live, the battery just the battery starts going down like I'm driving a V8 and you see the gauge just dropping. That battery life does exactly that. It just starts dropping the minute I go live. I did one live with that phone once, and the battery is gone. I charge it full 100% and I'll get about 45 minutes of life out of it if I do live. Yeah, power banks, that's the issue. Plug a power bank into the phone, it's the fastest way to melt the battery, so I'm not a big fan of plugging the power banks in. What I will do is I'll take videos and of the run, and I'll upload the videos after I've taken the run. I'll take pictures and video of the yeah, that's what I'll do. As I'll do the run, because I never sit in my car whenever I do runs. I always stand outside because it's Bluetooth, so I can control everything from outside the vehicle. Then also I'll do the video from outside, get the whole run. I'm gonna clamp the amplifier so I can get a proper RMS reading. I also want to do a voltage check at the RMS reading. Like I said, I'm going to be putting both the woofers in the car but individually, obviously. So it'll be the one with the RM magnet, which is this one here that's in the box now. This little baby here. It's this little monster, this little sub here. Yeah, they've got a clamp meter, so I'll probably get all of the information from them when they doing the clamping. So I would like them to clamp both runs and see between the two. No, it's down the road from me, where Jamaica, it's opposite Jamaica basically. On the main road there, if you drive down, Jamaica's on the left hand side, the place is on the right hand side. So when you get to the robot where Jamaica is, you turn right instead of left. If you're coming for that show, Novi, your sub will be ready by then also. Then you can pick it up also one time. Yeah, yours I'm gonna finish tomorrow. I haven't baked it yet. Need to bake it, and the basket is cleaned up, so I just need to bake it and then solder it and basically put it all together. But yeah, this one here is the one with the RA magnet, so I'm not gonna run it in this box, I'm gonna run it in the other one. Because in order to change the subs from this box, I have to remove the amplifier, disconnect the amplifiers and move them out of the way, and then disconnect the battery, move him out of the way, and then get the box out. Whereas with the other box, I basically put it in through the boot, tighten 2 bolts, the sub is ready, we bang, get the number, drive the car out, let it idle while I disconnect the 2 bolts, remove the box, take the sub out, put the other sub in, put the sub box back inside, tie the bolts, go back for the second run. But like I said, I'm not 100% sure if I should just do a burp or if I should do a musical run. well, I'll find out there, because I think that with them the clamp meter only works on SPL runs. I don't know if it works on base boxing runs as well. And then I'll take this box with, and then just basically put this one in once everything is done. That's how I want to put it in the car tomorrow. No, Kenan. I'm putting in a single 18-inch box into the car with this one 18-inch. I'm gonna do a run, then I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna take this 18-inch out. I'm gonna put the other 18-inch in, and I'm gonna go run it again. Same amplifier, same box, same cabling, batteries, everything the same. I can't run both the subs together because they don't have the same magnets, so the subs will play differently, and then the amplifier will read differently, and then it will die. I could possibly play it and I'll get away with it for maybe a day, or probably a day, the way I play. So yeah, that's just my biggest thing. So I'll run single 18-inch box. I'll take this, like I said, tomorrow I'll put this in the car. I'm hearing now the highs will play better in this box than it plays in the other one. The other box is a 30 Hertz box. This one here seems like it's way higher because the port is quite short. It's not very long, but it played the 15 Hertz. And like I said, it's on 2 ohms. The subwoofer will play the whole bloody day. It won't even get hot. On 1 ohms, it's a bit, well, again, I wasn't really playing it that very loud here either. It's stupid flex though. Tomorrow, with the amplifier I've got in the car, and I've got an extra battery in the car, I should get better flex out of the woofer. But it's gonna be interesting to see this. So tomorrow I'll have this in the vehicle. I'll just do videos of what this is like in the car. I'm not gonna do a live because the lives are during the mornings and stuff like that. So check the profile tomorrow for videos. I'll upload some videos. I don't normally like to do this, but here's the thing. When I do demos in the car with the stuff, there's a certain group of songs that I'll play, because the quality of those songs are very high, so you get the best results out of the videos when you make it. If I play anything on, like when you guys do requests and you'll say, play this song, play this song, play this song, the songs that when I'm playing those songs, I'm only playing them at half the quality that I normally play my own music at. My music is double the quality of the ones that Spotify and YouTube have. The quality is higher, and in some of the songs that I've got, it's even higher than that. So I know a lot of you Owens will ask for requests of play this song and play that song. I write it down. I go through your comments. I see what you say. I do write it down, and I go hunting on my sites that I go to. Don't ask me what sites. You want everything for free. I'm giving you enough advice on a daily when I'm on my live. I give enough free advice. 25, no. I was thinking of doing at least 30 Hertz. There's a track that I have that's 30 Hertz. And I'm pretty sure I've got it on USB. If I've got it on USB, then I can go live on this phone. I'm maybe I must do that. Yeah, maybe I must do that tomorrow. Take my ish, but the quality is gonna drop a bit. But it's alright. It's we doing 2 ohms, so we're not really gonna be pushing it, and we're not doing numbers anyways. So let me take off the music from my phone and put it onto my USB. So then for both my runs, I can go live on the on the channel. The show starts at, they say, at 10 o'clock and ends at 3. Obviously now I'm not going to be live for all of the times, but I'll be live for the times that I'm going to run, or when I'm on my way to run I'll go live, which most likely will be around about 11:30 or so. Yeah, if this plays well. No, now we not Nitro Crew. Mr. Wick, sorry man, I'll be with you now. No, it's not Nitro Crew. Nitro Crew is in Durban for the Gas Motor Show. This one here is local, man. It's was it Car Meet SA? Mr. Wick, quality speakers for clarity, I would say you're looking at the JBLs. JBLs is good. The Alpine ones are nice as well. Man, it's not very expensive, but I mean you get what you pay for. The focal is brilliant as well, so check along those lines for. But then again, look man, you can buy practically anything as long as you get somebody that knows how to set it up for you. You can make even the local brands, or supposedly the shit brands, sound amazing. Look, like I said, Lebogang, it depends on how it's set up, you know, because sometimes when you go to people and you want them to put for you sound in the car, and all the guy was busy with was small, I don't want to say small brands, because it's not small, they're big in South Africa. So let's say he's only been putting put it this way, he's only been doing taxi. Deadening, it plays its part, yes, but it's not so much the deadening than it is the tuning. Because if you don't know, either you've got the equipment to do actual testing on the sine waves of the speaker itself, or you've been doing it so long you can actually hear the difference. Because I promise you, if you continuously put sound in the vehicles, you're going to pick up which one has better quality than the next. Which is why I like phoning the taxi guys and asking for advice from the taxi guys, because the taxi guys, they be fitting sound for guys like me. Hey man, I don't have my cash is a bit low, make a plan there please, what, and then they put in for you. Exactly. That's another thing. If you play with your woofers or even your mid-range and you play them at a high ohmage, the risk of you burning coils is very low. So try and always get the ohmage to be higher. That way you can play longer. The coil takes longer to heat up because the ohmage is so high. The lower down you play, the faster the equipment gets hot, but also only gets hot because of like criteria I've explained previously, where the box is not right, or the cabling is wrong and what all of those things, battery power, voltage, all that stuff, those contribute to the heat and how quickly your setup heats up. If the box is in, the sub is in it's in in its proper box, 100% you're in the game. But if it's in a box where it's kind of, it's a little bit snug, it's not gonna play as good. So if you have a higher ohmage, you're playing it at a higher ohmage, you're gonna delay the trouble. Whereas if you're playing it at full tilt on the lowest ohmage you can go, um, you won't be able to delay the problems, the mistakes that's coming. It'll happen quick and fast. Yeah, Keenan, that means that your box is lacquer. Because if the box is not right and you play at 1 ohm, yes, Big 3 is worth running it even just with one battery, because it doesn't only help the battery and your sound, it helps the electricals of the vehicle as well. Because if you go and look how thick the wire is from your alternator to your battery, from the positive of your alternator to your battery, and then look at how thick the cable is from your negative on your battery down to the body, you'll see that it's tiny compared to the 70 mil cables we get, and 0 gauge and all of that we get, 90 mil cables we have access to. So if you put something along those lines, definitely there's better flow of current, cleaner flow of current. But then you must remember something, the demand then becomes bigger because now there's availability of power. So you're gonna have to start turning stuff down. No, Big 3 is not a specific wire. What you try to do is you look at what size your current gauge wire is that's running from the positive down to your battery, and you try and double it. Well, that's my way of doing it. So if I look down and I see it's an 8 gauge, then I won't go and put a 0 gauge. I'll go put a 2 gauge on my power cable, because putting a 0 gauge there is like overkill. What you can do is you can actually end up getting the battery to, because your amplifier is pulling the current, your battery is going to be pulling from the alternator, and then you can shorten the life of the alternator because of you having too big of a power cable. But again, there are things, there are steps that has to happen for that to happen. So it's not just a clear cutting. There has to be failures along the entire link for it to be. 4 ohm the sound switch is off, but on 1 ohm it's okay. Yeah, I don't know about that one, eh? Welding cable. Yeah, but welding cable, the problem with welding cable is it's not flexible. I mean, this is OFC, right? I'm just so you know, I'm all for welding cable because it has better current flow. I mean, OFC, right? If you take welding cable, you can't bend welding cable like that. Well, you can, but you're going to circle to bend it. You're going to circle to bend it like this, and then from there you're bending it like that. To make this here with welding cable, to get it to play like this, welding cable like that, huh? Hey, you're gonna suffer, bruh. You're gonna suffer. But with OFC, it's nice, it's flexible, you can whap him nice. But then I'll say, make sure you get decent, get a good brand, Star Sound. Okay, if you want to get a great brand, you get Orion or you get Kicker, or if you really got money, you can go get some Rockford. Oh man, what I wouldn't give for some Orion. Ooh, Shane, don't talk about the stingers. Damn. Yeah, those are cables, bruh. That's cable. So there is available there, but man. Yeah, but then the thing is, you pay your Blixum off for those cable, the ones that can flex. Good amplifier for two Venoms, 8-inch. Uh, I would say look for an amplifier in the 1500 RMS range. I'd say 1.5. So look for an amplifier. The SD 1.2. That's 1200 RMS. The which one was it? Oh, I saw Ice Power got a 45,000 watt monoblock. Apparently, that's also 1500 RMS, so you can get that one. But at least then you know you got 45,000 watts. So yeah, I would say look for something 1200, 1500 RMS. That should give you enough headroom, so you don't need to turn things up too hectic to enjoy yourself when it comes to playing the bass. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Cable is a bit of a problem. Oh yeah, the KD series also. I think it's the 3 KD. I think it's the 3 KD. No, Kinan. I had a KD. Shane, let me just quickly give you guys a fast thing. Your gain on your amplifier is basically I need to give you guys analogies. Wait, let me put on my crayon glasses. I gotta put on my crayon glasses so you guys can understand me better. Okay, so basically the gain on your amplifier. No, Brandon. See, when you say gain, it's not a volume control. It actually is a volume control, but not in the way that you think. Your gain is the power output of your amplifier, right? But where you set your gain is where your volume on your radio is going to give you that power output that you set your gain on. So if you turn your gain full, the minute you touch your volume on the radio, you're going to get that full power output, which is why the more you turn your volume, the more distortion you start hearing. The gain is actually a volume button, but the volume button that it controls is the output of the amplifier. So if you turn that OK all the way up, then the minute you put volume 1, you're getting full power. So that's the last thing you want to do. Old school way of setting an amplifier, old school is when you start with, wait, let me show you guys how I do it, old school style. Okay, crayon session is over. Let me get the light so I can show you guys how we do old school settings. I got an amplifier here. I'll just show you guys quickly how if you don't know how to set amplifiers, the simplest way to do it so that you don't burn shit. Alright, so let's put the light on. Wait for bra here. Don't fall now, my guy. Okay, let's put you down this way. Okay, right. Let's flip you. Let me get the screwdriver. Screwdriver. Right. So, okay. So what you guys want to do is your canes. You put everything down to the bottom. Subsonic, you have to turn it all the way full for it to be closed. High pass, no, we're not worried with that. We go to low pass also all the way down, and EQ, bass EQ all the way down. Right. So, rule of thumb, back in the day, what we used to do is you turn your volume on your radio all the way to the volume that you're going to be. You know when you see that lekker kinders walking and you say, yeah, there she. Yeah, you put a volume on that volume when you see her. Right, then what you do is you turn gain up quarter, subsonic. You'll see here it says 40 hertz, 35, 30, 25, 20 and 15. So when you put your subsonic all the way supposedly off, what you are doing is you are putting your subsonic on 15 hertz, which means the amplifier will now play anything and everything up to 15 hertz. So you need to know what your amplifier is tuned to. So mine is tuned to 30, so you put that on 30. So now what that'll do is it'll limit songs. Anything that it plays under 30, the amplifier will control that bass so that it won't overflex. Alright, then your LPF, you do basically the same. That also, you get 75, 100, 150, 200. Now with this one here, I've noticed that the more you turn it up, the louder it gets, but that's because it's picking up all the other frequencies. This one here, I'll always set it at 75. I try not to get it too high, so I'll set it at 75 so that from 75 it'll play down to 30 hertz on my subsonic. So this one and this one here work together. And then your bass boost, bass EQ, this here I'll put on 2 or on 4, depending on how hectic I want. However, when you do this guys, remember one thing. The volume on the radio is as loud as you're going to be listening to it when the babies are walking. So once you start playing with this thing here, the bass is already picking up. You'll hear the bass playing. Then you turn this okay here, you'll hear the bass playing. You turn this the bass play. This one, you'll hear the bass pick up. So it'll probably be, no, the HPF, you don't use it because HPF is, you see here, you say X over squared is the root of all the CAC, because you take it and you see you got full, you got LPF, you got HPF. We put it on LPF because LPF is for low pass. We don't do HPF because HPF is for high pass. High pass is your mid-range and your vocals, and full, you're going to be playing vocals and bass, and that's not something we do on this amplifier. We only use it for bass at the moment because I don't have anything else at the moment. We're still working on that. But if I do, perhaps, yeah, I need to send my amplifiers down to Cape Town. That means glue is laying here. 3K RMS, yeah, Jaden, that'll be fine. 3K RMS is good. Okay, so now, like I said, that's not the main way of connecting an amplifier or connecting your sound on the amplifier, but that is an old school way of connecting, of setting your amplifier. That way you can't burn. Also, if you've got somebody or you yourself got a multimeter, you connect everything. If you want to, and you don't want to put the sound in, the subs in and have them play, then you don't put the subs in. What you do is you put the multimeter in the, okay, no, that's too, see, that is now a bit too complicated. And for complicated conversations, we've got a different set of shades. Right, so for complicated conversations, this is the ones we run. Yes, Mr. Keenan, can you run a lower rating amp on a higher RMS sub? 100%. This sub here is probably 1500 RMS, 1800 it can take. And that amplifier that I'm busy using it on is a 2 ohm amplifier that plays up to 600 RMS, but it won't see 600 RMS. I'm probably getting 200 or 300 RMS out of that amplifier because of the power supply that I'm using. It's only 30 amps power supply. So that amplifier to make 600 RMS will need roughly about 140, 160 amps of power, and I'm not gonna be able to give it that with a home setup. So you can do that. You can run a smaller amplifier with a bigger woofer. You're just not gonna get the full potential out of the subwoofer, and then you're gonna say, the sub is cock, and then sell it to me, and then me, I put it in my car with a bigger amplifier, and then I come show off there by your house, and then your nyash leave you for me. That's how the polo player guys doing it, bruh. So yeah, I was talking to you guys about the settings. Yeah, so you take your multimeter, you put your multimeter in where the speakers are. Is it where the speakers are or where the? Yeah, look, I set my amplifier according to my voltage. So once my voltage goes into the red line, which is 12.0, that for me is just before it hits red line. Once it says 11.9, I'm in the red line. So you take your multimeter, you put it on positive, and you put it on negative, and you put it on voltage, and you turn voltage on, and your amplifier should read, while the car's idling, the voltage should read 14. If you dial at a big 3, big 4, big 7, 11, and 92, must be the 92 part. You don't forget the 92 part. If you did that big 3, then your voltage should set by 14.2. When you start playing and the voltage goes down, as you start setting the amplifier up, you'll see the voltage starts dropping. Right, you gotta play a song, obviously. You'll see the voltage will start dropping. The voltage will start dropping when it gets, and you keep clamping on your settings. You keep going on with your settings. As the volume starts dropping, the voltage starts dropping, you wait till you get to at least 12 volts, and then you start turning up. Make it go to about 12.3, 12.4, maybe 12.5. You're in the game. That's where you leave your amplifier to set. Then you can put your subs in, and you know it's going to be banging to that volume. Yeah. So university is out. Or you can just not listen to what I'm saying because maybe I'm talking shit. I don't know. Somebody will come and correct me. Yeah, Kinan. When you get an amplifier that's rated at 1500 and 2000 and 2500, and then you got a single battery in the front that's 70 amps, you got 100 amp in the back, that's you got 100 amp in the back, and you got 100 amp alternator, big 3 done, 0 gauge cabling all around, and then you go for a comp, and then you say clamp it, and then the book says this amplifier will do 3200 RMS, and then the computer say, sorry my guy, you only touching 1600. It will humble you, my man. You can feel sad, you just want to go home and cry. So I was thinking I must do this, but I think I'll do it on a normal video. Okay, you guys are on my live, so I'm gonna throw it out to you guys now. Don't comment on the live, okay? You don't qualify. You don't qualify if you comment on the live. You only qualify if you comment on the video I'm going to make after the live. I'm gonna make a video about what I'm telling you guys now, but you guys are here, so I'll just tell you guys. I am going to do a now you here. Sorry my guy, you not included in this because this came up this morning only. So Adi guy, if you waited one more week. Yes, Quibus. Right, so what I'm going to be doing, I'll make a video. I'm going to give a recoil, a free recoil, to the one that gets my dBs correct. I don't know what dBs this thing does. Now keep in mind the system that I've got a faulty alternator that now and then charges to its full potential, 14.2. It's not full potential because I got fucking big 7011 and 92 in my car, but yeah, it charges to 14.2. so the alternator I know is faulty. I've got a battery that in front that is a battery in front that is 11.8 volts when it's floating, so he's dead. I've got another battery in the back that floats at 13.2, but then what's his name, Aristotle or not Shakespeare, the EMC squared guy, Mr. Einstein, yeah, they came in and they were reviewing the whole process, and then between the 13.2 battery in the back and the 11.8 in the front, they came with a balance of 12.6. so that's my floating voltage in the car at the moment, is 12.6 when the car switched off. When I'm idling the car with the radio off, the car floats at 13.9. When I put the radio on, it goes to 13.8, and it'll, if I leave it on, if I leave just the radio, no subs, it'll play for about maybe say 10-15 minutes, and then it'll go to 13.6, and it'll stay at 13.6. So front battery is basically short. The alternator is not so 100% healthy. I've got 4 gauge cable from the front all the way to the back battery. Maybe I must upgrade that cable. Maybe I must run 8 gauge cable, or so not 8. Yeah, I'll upgrade it to at least 35 mil. Alright, yeah, okay. Anyways, I'm getting off topic here. 4 gauge cable from the front to the back, battery in the back, I've got a Taga Tampai amplifier. It's a 7,000. It's 4,000 watts of pure power or 7,000 watts of pure power, 4 channel. One of the two, same thing, doesn't matter. That's running 2 6s in the back, 2 6s in the front, and 2 tweeters. That's my 4 channel. And I've got a Star Sound Raptor 22K. That's for my subwoofer. The subwoofer is my custom built Star Sounds. It's no longer Star Sounds because everything is chop and change. Right, so now thing is, if you can guess the dB, the closest one, no, I can't say closest one because there'll be a lot of closest ones. If you can guess the correct dB that I'll be doing, then you get a free recoil. But like I said, I'm gonna make a video about it. You can't comment here, you have to comment on the video I'm gonna make. I'll post the video up tomorrow morning. Not tomorrow morning, sorry. Let me put this in the car. I'll do a video of this, and then I will post I'll ask the question on the video that I do of this, so you guys get the exclusive basically, because you're on the live, so you already know what it is. I've given you the whole rundown of what the car is, so you guys can now go and sit. I'm not sure if Einstein is busy right now. You can try, maybe send him an email or a WhatsApp. Maybe he can then send you a message and tell you what the hypothesis and the precipitation equation, and if you lay that over the sun, maybe you'll be able to work out how much dBs it'll be. Alternator is a 90. It's a 90 amp. It's either a 90 amp or a 110. No, Quibus, don't put caps. This box is okay. Sorry, the one that's going to be doing the whole thing is 30 hertz. It plays basically, it's tuned for 30 hertz up to 55 hertz. That's the frequency band, but I do play lower than 30 hertz as well in the box. That's going, that this whole thing is going to be tested on. So I'm going to be playing 30 hertz. I need to find the track, but I'll be playing 30 hertz. Actually what I'll do is I'll play the song that I'm going to be testing. Oh no, wait, forget 30 hertz. We'll play Bass Mechanic 29 hertz, king of bass. Shaquille, that sounds like setting on your amplifier. You need to turn your amplifier down, or it's a setting on your head unit. You need to go through your head unit settings and see for subwoofer. There is a setting there on your subwoofer that is set for high pass, and for, so you, maybe your high pass is off and you gotta put it on, or it's on and you gotta put it off on the radio settings, if the amplifier settings is fine. Also, maybe see if you can't get a bass controller, plug it into your amplifier and try and run it. Maybe that'll help. At least you'll have some. Or if you got a preamp, check your connections in the back. The amplifier is connected on the sub, and not on the rear, because I did that once also. I connect, instead of putting it into the sub input, I put it into the rear input, and the sub was just loud all the time. And then the one day, I don't know what we were busy doing, I took everything out and I seen, no wonder the bloody whole thing was banging like that all the time, and I'm turning the knoppy key and nothing is working. So I don't know, just check that and see. If that's not an option, then definitely I would say amplifier settings you need to turn down. Suppression to doctor it, two things. One, run your RCAs opposite to your power cable, and if you have done that, get better RCAs, because the quality of your RCA will also do that. Also, when you're running your RCAs, make sure you try and run them as straight as possible. Try not to bend it too much or let it go over, or put something on it for it to, it must not, hold on, there's a cable. Your RCA needs to run like this all the time. If that happens once on your RCA, you could actually, that could actually be the reason why it gives you suppression. So you might, the RCA will look perfect, there's no breakages on the lines, nothing, but because of that one kink, it snaps inside, and then that's what causes suppression. So take the RCAs out. If you want to test and see that it is the RCAs, what you do is you get a bra, get a set of RCAs, even if it's the house ones, the cheap ones, the one for 30 bucks. I don't say use that one. Pay 30 bucks to see if it is the RCAs, because you're gonna pay anyways. So to pay 30 bucks to check if it's the RCAs, buy that one there for the DVDs. Run it over the car. Don't run it into the, under the covers and on. Don't do that. Just run it from the amplifier over the seats into the radio, and put it on. Start the car. See if it has a suppression noise. If there's still a suppression noise, running it like that over the seats and everything, then you need to check your RCA inputs on the radio. That might be gone. If you have a preamp, then it's the RCA inputs on the preamp, but it's definitely the RCAs. And the only way to find out which one it is you have to fault check each one. So start from the amplifier. Yeah, start from the amplifier, because starting from the radio, you might think that it's over, but it's actually the amplifier. So you'll change the short one instead of changing the long one. So you'll have to go through all of them, but 90% of the time, once you've run the cable from the back to the front, it'll tell you exactly where you'll know exactly where the issue is. And there comes the rain again. Alright gents, think about it. I'll make the video tomorrow. I'll play the track in the car that I'm going to be running at the show. You guys can have a listen there, and then after I do the demo of the track with this box, remember, this is not the box. I'll just give you guys a quick, this is not the box that's going to be running at the show. I'm going to be using a different box. Not going to be using this one, but I'm going to be testing this box tomorrow so that I can hear what it sounds like. But like I said, the other box will be there because it's easier to take it out and put in. This one here, I need to disconnect everything, the amps, the battery, everything I'm going to take out to put this in so I can get the sub in. The box goes in, but the sub will never go in because the surround is too lack of fat. So yeah, do that. That's one way of testing. There may be a different way that I'm going to be getting both my, well, I can't get both the 18s in, but there may be a different way I'm going to be putting the 18s into the car with this port. But we shall see. if I'm gonna go that route or not. I don't know. I'm busy hunting. There's a bra that got some subs that I might be getting a deal with. So we'll be crossing fingers and toes for that one. I think that's it. Mr. Nawi, if you're still here, your triple X I'm gonna sort out tomorrow. And then we can test it tomorrow evening. We'll test out your triple X, and then I will strip that guy's 12-inch. I think it's Purple Rain. It's XTC Purple Rain. I'll sort that one out. I wanna strip it and see, because it doesn't look like the coil anything is hurt, but hey, you never know with these fucking things. And I gotta take it out anyway so I can get the tinsels and everything inside. So that we shall dial it tomorrow, but I'll do the video of this and I'll post a challenge to on my page about what there is to do, and we'll see who gets the closest number to the dBs that the car will do at the show. So thanks for joining the live, my Jimbos. Really appreciate it. I know I came on a little bit late, but I was feeling a bit shitty, and then I was like, nah, fuck it. I know it's an hour late, but damn it, I still gotta do some work, so it was well worth it. So thanks for joining, my Jimbos. We shall see tomorrow evening. I'll be back at normal time, which is 7 o'clock. And then we can have a discussion as to how this box performed, because then you guys would have at least had a chance to see the videos. Don't forget, if you missed the live or you missed out on some of the live stuff, it will be on my YouTube channel in the next half an hour or so. I'll be uploading it there. I'd say hour, just to be safe. And you can go through that. The link of my YouTube channel is on the bio. My WhatsApp number is also on my bio, so you guys can go through there. If you got any questions, whatever, you can WhatsApp me. And don't forget, when you go onto my YouTube, like, share, subscribe. Appreciate. Thanks for all the love. Flat, Mysterious 8.